This is Will Chandler, handle of Guardian Fury. I was going to talk on does the Jehovah's Witness cult break up families? Do they affect normal family relations? And do they poison their children to their worldly spouse? And of course, if you've seen any of my videos so far, you'll know that I call that a resounding yes, that they do all of those things and much more, as is my personal experience and the experience of many of the other children that I grew up with, that I knew and know of, that were victims of this cult breaking up their families. It's a beautiful morning here in spring, so I was just going to take a walk on the property a little bit. Please excuse the mess in the process of cleaning stuff out and donating some stuff for a yard sale we have at church to help for charity. Anyway, so when my mother was still with my worldly father, when I was up until the age of 2, she had been studying with Jehovah's Witnesses and, slowly getting sucked into the cult. And there was one Jehovah's Witness couple in particular, and this was in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And there was this one couple in particular that they became really good friends with. And it developed into a situation where it became more than just a friendship. One of the things that broke up my parents' marriage was, according to my mother anyway, and my father, I guess, was my father started having feelings for the other wife, the wife of the couple that they were hanging out with a lot, the Jehovah's Witness couple. And when he realized that, he says, he told my mother and said they needed to break things off. And from the sounds of it, putting both sides together, so I know the hard thing to do is to find truth, as it's going to lie somewhere in the middle of all the different perspectives of each story. So from the sounds of things, it even seemed like they were almost trying to get into a wife swapping situation, the other Jehovah's Witness couple, along with when my mother decided to take us kids and leave my father. It was the husband, the Jehovah's Witness husband, that drove 700 miles and brought my mother and me and my sister back to Maine to stay with my grandparents. Now, when the Jehovah's Witness man got back, the husband, he was crying on my father's shoulder because he was upset that my mother had rejected him and basically broken up with him, if you will, because he was going up there thinking that he was going to be getting something. So, from the very foundations of my mother's time with the Jehovah's Witness cult, there's been something very wrong with how they present family life. So she leaves her husband, and this was also at the urging of the Jehovah's Witnesses. They helped create the situation to where they were able to convince my mother to leave. And I'm leaving a lot of details out because I don't want this video to be forever. I'm sure it's probably already pretty boring. If you've seen Jason Zelda's videos, then you'll know that there is quite a bit of stuff going on with them breaking up families, including the child custody packet or pamphlet, which my mother did have, and she used that to help keep us from my father. And my father was a firefighter and recently retired. He was in the fire marshals also. He helped run the Virginia fire programs, and also he's on a bunch of different boards and groups that if you become a firefighter in pretty much any developed country in the world, you're going to be learning off of manuals that my father has his name in, that he helped write, he co-wrote. He teaches graduate level forensics at university, and also did volunteer stuff. He has his own. He's been asked a number of times to make textbooks for firefighting and for forensics, which he's actually working on another one right now. So he's very accomplished in the field of firefighting. And growing up, because he was a firefighter and I was speaking well of it, and I thought it was cool, after one of the visits that we were able to have with him when I was a young child, then my mother and my stepfather started demonizing firefighters, saying how, well, when there's a fire, it's horrible that they put too much water in, so it causes water damage. And then the people have to have all this work done to their houses because of the water damage. And that's all because of firefighters, and it's horrible. And so, thinking anything they could to try to say that firefighters are bad. It's almost comical. Anyway, so it's a nice morning here, huh? This tidal here, so when the tide's up, we were able to actually get a small canoe and kayaks out to the river. I feel like this video is I'm probably a little bit too early. Haven't had my coffee yet. Oh, we got a little stream here also that kind of goes out to the river that helps to it's stormwater runoff for the area, and makes for a nice little property here. And the guy that we bought it from knew about some of my disability issues and gave it to us. We never could have afforded this property. We're pretty much in the city, and we have 1 3/4 acres, and it's a house that the guy could have gotten far more money than he charged us. He was an amazing guy. I can't say enough good. He definitely gave us quite a deal on this place. But anyway, imagine that, right? Here we got worldly people that you always hear that there's no love in the world, and that's only Jehovah's Witnesses, only in God's good, clean organization do you find true love. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The truth that I have seen, my truth, has been that it is everywhere but Jehovah's organization that I find true love, compassion, and help for fellow man. Anyway, so the whole topic of starting this video was how the Jehovah's Witnesses do the opposite of everything that one in normal society would think of what is normal family relations, how you interact and treat each other. And you know, my older sister is still stuck in this cult. I got my younger sister out. She's baptized as a Christian now, as am I. And this summer, I need y'all praying for me, because this summer I'll be trying to get my older sister out. She's kind of tried to in the past, and it was the shunning that she couldn't deal with. It's a very delicate situation because she's been unstable since I left when I was 15. Or I was 16 when I left, rather. And she's struggled with eating disorders and stuff like that. And I love her, and I just want to see her free. And right now my family has suffered some because of how much research I've done over the past year and how I'm gearing up for trying to talk to her this summer. I also want to thank y'all for watching, for the encouragement, all the comments. I'm trying to reply to the comments. I know I haven't gotten to all of them, but I just want to say I appreciate the support that you guys have given me, the support that I have from total strangers, yet that I wouldn't ever in a million years be able to get from a Jehovah's Witness. It's like having the scales fall from your eyes, having the veil lifted, being able to finally see. It's being blinded by darkness, but that bright light of truth finally coming to you, and you don't even realize what truth is before. It's truly a blessing to be able to be out of this and to be adding my voice to try to help expose this evil cult for what it is. I'm just going to end this for now. I didn't touch on as much of the topic as I wanted to. I kind of needed to make some notes and get my thoughts kind of compiled together. I'm kind of jumping around, but just want to say thank you, and I'll talk to you guys later.